We're now going to cover some example for loops that are a bit more interesting than just printing out each item in the iterable to the screen. We'll begin with squaring a list of numbers. So let's say we have this list of 5 numbers. We just want to square each item in this list. Let's go ahead and write a for loop to go through each item one at a time. So we'll say for num in a list. So num is our loop variable. It will take the value of each item in the list, and then we will take the number and we will just square its value like this. So we'll just print it out, num squared, so we can see its value squared. Okay, so that's one little thing. Now let's say we wanted to keep this all these new squared values in another list. So we don't want to just print them out to the screen where we can't access them later on in our program. Let's just say we wanted to get the squared values, and we'll just create a list called squared. And what we'll do is we'll make an empty list. We'll create an empty list, and we'll say squared dot append. So you have to remember how to add items to the list, and that's with the append method. And so we will just square the item and append it to the list. Okay, so this squared list will one at a time, and we'll just get rid of the print statement for now. And after the for loop is done running, we will now just output it to the screen as this list squared. Okay, so let's go ahead and execute this. And we see that we have a new list right here, squared, which we can access in the rest of our program. So one by one, we just go through here. We take the current value of none, which is the current item in the list, and we're going to square it. This happens first, and whatever value this is, it gets appended to the list squared. Okay, so that is a very simple example. So we've done something else besides just print it out to the screen. All right, now let's take a look at this. Let's say we want to find the length of each word in some text. Okay, so we want to go through this string and we want to figure out the words and then print out the length of each word in that string. So if you recall, there is a split method. So the split method, if you press Shift Tab Tab, it will split. It'll split the sentence, this text, into a list of strings. So by default, it splits on an empty space. See, it says none. The default value means according to any, actually, so it's any white space. So it'll split based on that. So let's just run this method, and you can see now that I get a list of all of the individual words, and that's split on that. You can split by other characters, so say W. So anywhere there's a W, it would split. But by default, that's what we want. This is how you very easily get, individual words. And we can assign this to some value, like some variable called words. Okay, and I'll go ahead and print it to the screen. Now, words are these list of words. Let's go ahead and iterate through here. So we'll say for word in words. So it's going to go one at a time through our list of words. We're going to use a loop variable called word. So that'll be the individual string. And then what we can do here is we can print out the length of the word like this. Okay, so we have 3, 6. The is 3, Astros is 6, and so forth. We can also print out the just the word itself. So let's do this. I'm going to use an F string here, and so the length of word is length word. Okay, so remember the curly braces in the F string allow you to substitute in values. So here word is just the current word in this list. It'll get substituted in over here. And then This substitution, you actually write Python code in the curly braces. We're just going to get the length of the word. So that will get substituted in, whatever numerical value that is. Let's go ahead and run this. So the length of the is 3, the length of Astros is 6, the length of Will is 4. So this is just another way of iterating through the list and printing out the length of each word. Okay, so that's a couple of slightly more complex examples of for loops, and we will see many more as the chapter goes on.